CHAOSS community. Really happy to have everyone here. As you know, or may not know, this is part of the CHAOSS community code of conduct. So please keep that in mind as you interact with us here today. And if you would like to have your camera off, that's totally fine. Camera on, camera off, raise hand, chat on the side. We don't care. We just want you to have fun here. So yay. I'm gonna share my screen somewhere. Yes. Yeah, so if you have not added your name to the agenda, we can drop that in the chat, maybe. If I can figure it out. And there it is. If I can figure it out. Like, I haven't ever done a meeting here before. I mean, it kind of feels like that, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little rusty. I will put my name here. I don't do resolutions either, Dawn. I'm with you. Like, it just, if I set that for myself, I'll just game myself, and then it's why? It's no, doesn't mean anything. So, yeah, I love it. I am actually I admire people who can set goals and then meet them. Like, that's an awesome thing to be able to do. I struggle with that my entire life. So
yeah, I'm doing them for the first time this year, and it's just been so hectic. Like, thinking about the whole smart, like I've been doing a lot of Googling, like what is actually a goal? And then, like, how do you break them down? And it's just been so exhausting too. So I'm at
yeah,
over.
I tend to be more task oriented anyway. So if I have a goal, then I'll just like figure out how to do the goal, but it doesn't actually sometimes like meet with what I'm actually trying to do. So anyway, yeah, enough about that. Welcome back. Meetings are back in session. Ta-da. I thought I would just take a minute to just go over the CHAOSS calendar with everybody. I don't know that I've ever actually done this, so we had like kind of a light agenda anyway. So I wanted to just show you all some tips and tricks. If you haven't seen this, the CHAOSS calendar is here, as you know. We, by default, show everything, and we show it by default in a monthly view, but you can also change it to whatever you want. Like, you can play with this if you just want to see today's, if you want to see them for the whole year. Yeah, we have a lot going on. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. So whatever works for you. This is just the default. Also, I wanted to just point this out too. I saw there was a little bit of confusion about this. This is my time zone. I'm here in Eastern time zone here in Cincinnati, Ohio. And you can change this to whatever you want. So it'll default to a few, but you can just show all. It'll give you all of the time zones, which are interesting. Yeah, so there you go. That's how you can change. And if you're traveling, you can set it to something else. You can really do whatever you want. And then I wanted to show one more quick thing is how to add a meeting to, I can do Google Calendar. I don't have Outlook, so I can't show you that, but I can just show you a quick demo of how to add meetings to a Google Calendar if you want. So you just go over here and you will just right click to save the URL or copy the link. Go over to your Google Calendar. Under other calendars, you would just hit from URL, and then you can paste your calendar and add. And now it should, in theory, show up. We'll see. Maybe. Why isn't it doing it? I don't know. Let's find out. Everything is done. Yeah.
Mine took a minute or two to sync.
Okay, good. So it wasn't just me. Okay. But there we are. Ta-da. I've just subscribed to all the CHAOSS calendar meetings. So yeah, I know there's been some confusion about that because there are links, so your natural inclination is to click them, but yeah, that's how you would add to a Google Calendar. So I will stop there. Any questions about the calendar or anything like that? Happy to answer what I can.
I did actually have a quick question with the science research working group. Calendar seems to say they're meeting at 3 p.m. on Tuesdays. I did notice in the working group meeting notes that it says Thursday at 9 a.m. Central. So I just wasn't sure if anybody here on this call knows which is the time that they're meeting.
Yes, that is a great point. This is a brand new time and day starting this week. So before in 2024, it was the old times. They just haven't probably updated those minutes. Let's just look real quick and see. They should be in here somewhere. Yeah, I think that's probably what the deal is.
Not a
Yeah,
problem. And as people may have seen from my post, I've been involved in open source for a long time. So my question wasn't meant to be critical of not syncing things up.
no,
I just
no.
know
You're
everybody's going
good.
to volunteer. I'm just curious. Unfortunately, I
All
do have
right.
a standing meeting at that time that I'm going to try to adjust. So I may not be able to join today, but would like to be
Yeah,
involved.
that's okay. I would, if you didn't pop in the Slack already, I would just bring it up, but they might be willing to move around too. I know they try to be as accommodating as possible. So if that is a standing meeting and you're wanting to join, that's certainly not outside the realm of possibility to just switch it up. I mean, they're switching it right now anyway. So yeah, they're just trying to land on some stuff. So
I did
yeah,
join Slack, so I'll connect with folks in Slack and just see, but I don't want to disrupt things too much at the beginning here. But
awesome.
yeah, maybe I'll connect up with some individuals first and then we
No, I
should
think that's
Yeah,
a
that'd
good
be
conversation to have because this time is also completely inaccessible to those of us that are in Europe or the folks in Africa
right,
because
right.
it's way late for us.
Sure.
And Josh, don't ever worry about disrupting anything here. We're by nature disruptive because we are chaos, so it's all good. Don't worry about it.
You all will
Before
seriously regret that, but I'm happy to. I appreciate you saying that.
yeah, we might. That's okay. It's all good. Any other questions about the calendar? Anything else we can answer for people? Also, I should just mention real quick, my internet has been very strange. We have about 10 inches of snow outside here in Cincinnati, which is not usual for us. So, yeah, things are a little weird. So if I lock up, somebody just tell me and I'll turn camera off. Okay, next one is just an announcement. I am going to be archiving these meeting minutes to make this document a little bit less cumbersome. So I'll just copy this over and save it as it is, and then go in each meeting and delete. I'll leave like the last one or two meetings of last year, and then delete the rest in this doc. And then they'll still be accessible. We'll link to the old meeting minutes in up here, like yeah. So just want to let everybody know that we didn't just delete them. They're still archived, but they're just, it makes it a little bit easier on this doc to keep it lighter. Anybody have questions on that? Okie dokie. Next one is also an announcement. If you haven't seen it, we have posted our 100th Chaos Cast episode, which was super fun, super fun to record. There were a bunch of us on there this time, so it was just a really interesting and wonderful recording. So have a listen, take some time. It was a little longer than our usual, but it was really fun. So yeah. And thank you to everybody who participated in that. That was really great. Anybody have questions or comments on that? I'm mostly looking to you, Georg. Do you have anything to add?
It was fantastic. I am super happy that after all this time we've reached 100 episodes and it went by in the blink of an eye, and there's so much amazing stories and content and experiences that we've been able to capture in the podcast. Maybe one of the things we can think about is how to bring some of those out, because I don't expect everyone to listen to 100 episodes where there are tidbits that we can start pointing to. I don't know. It's not a well-formed idea.
I think it's an interesting thing, and I wonder, I don't have much experience with podcasts, but I wonder how others do it, because I'm sure that's not a problem that's unique to us, so it'd be interesting. Oh yeah, Ruth, go ahead.
Yeah, I've seen like so recently someone had reached out to me to do a kind of like a podcast interview, but they repurpose it for a blog post. So I think that's something we could like, because sometimes I do go to the podcast and I go like to like new old episodes and I listen to them and they're like still really very relevant. So I think we could repurpose some of them, into blog posts and just maybe send it back to the person that was on that podcast and like just take their permission to publish. People contact, that could be a way to get, I think, the technical writing group in Chaos Africa active. I know a lot of people come in and want to contribute as well, so we could pick some of them and repurpose as well, or share like smaller highlights and send people to listen. There's this thing where you can post like a snippet of a podcast on socials and then link back to the episode. So you could also do that.
That's a great idea. And when we started the podcast, we didn't have all the tools we have now with AI that can help tease out summaries or themes or something. So that might not be as big of a task now as it was 3 years ago.
Sure. Yeah.
Sorry, my
those are-
voice is. Oh, go
Hi,
ahead.
Nicole. No, you go. I didn't see you on here. Good.
Oh, great to see everybody. It's great to see you, Elizabeth, and everyone else. One of the things that I am doing with a podcast that I'm doing is to repurpose them into blogs. To if they're video, we post them as videos, and then also audio. But each episode actually gets, I don't know, 3 to 5 where 3 to 5 promos or what have you, where I take and post like the most poignant moments of that particular episode. I'll promote those out in newsletters and social and that kind of thing. So as just an idea, and to pick up on the thread that Georg just talked about, AI tools make this way easier. So.
I see Ruth's comment also about quotes. Maybe for some quotes, how can post them? Yeah, those are all wonderful ideas. I love it. Because you're right, there's so much good stuff in there, and I hate that it's just kind of buried and hard to find. So really good ideas. If anyone on this call has any strong feelings about wanting to do any of these things, then you should definitely volunteer for that, because these seem like, and even with AI, it seems like maybe some work here, but yeah, if that's of interest to anybody, just give us a shout and we'll figure out how to get that going together. Any final comments on this? Okie dokie. Some quick updates on CHAOSScon. It is coming up pretty soon. Don't forget to register, which you can do on the website here under events. CHAOSScon, you can see all about it. Maybe. Registration, I just scrolled down, is right here. So $10 to register. If you would like to register and would like to take advantage of the slow loading, here we go. We do have 10 CHAOSScon diversity tickets, which have been paid for by our sponsor OLS. So thank you to them. So just let me know if you would like to take advantage of one of those. The schedule is almost finished. We're gonna finalize that probably today. So just keep your eyes open. If you did submit a talk, we'll let you know. And also, if you're just interested in what the schedule looks like, we'll post that everywhere and promote it on socials as soon as that is finalized. Also wanted to give a shout out to our other sponsors, Google, Bitergia, and Red Hat. Thank you for helping support us. We really appreciate it. And oh, thank you, Georg. I totally left out ING, so sorry about that. Yes, definitely huge shout out to them as well for helping out with our social event. So yeah, it should be a good day. What questions do you all have about CHAOSScon that I can answer or try to answer? This is 2 days before FOSDEM, so if you are going in for FOSDEM and you've not made your tickets already, just shift them a little, and then you can just include CHAOSScon in this. Yeah, thank you, Georg. I also just have to mention, on a personal note, that I finally, after 4 years, get to meet Ruth at FOSDEM. I cannot wait. Like, that's just gonna be the whole trip. I might as well just go home after I meet her, because there is nothing better. I cannot believe it. I'm so excited, ridiculously excited. So yes, prepare to have your personal space invaded by me, Ruth, be with the biggest hug ever. So yes, I cannot wait. Sorry, that was kind of inappropriate, but that's okay. Yeah, anything else on CHAOSScon?
The schedule will be going live very soon. The committee has sent out acceptances to the speakers that submitted talk proposals, and we'll meet with the committee to finalize when, where, what order, etc. And then we'll post on the website here very soon, hopefully this week.
Awesome. Okay, I guess we can move on. If anybody does have questions, just pop them in the chat or raise your hand. No big deal. Okay, let's go on. CHAOSS blog view is hard to scroll. Would love to hear more about this.
Yeah, I think I put that there. So today I was looking for a particular blog post I was looking for a blog post, and it was like, if you could maybe share the screen, yes. So if you try to scroll, it kind of gives you almost half of the blog before you go to the next one. So if you're looking for like a blog post that say was written in 2020 or 2 years ago, it's going to be so hard to do that. So I was
You are.
wondering, yeah, like, so I was wondering if we could use another layout to like reorganize the blog. So maybe it could be easy to kind of like find other articles. You have to scroll down to the bottom until and get to like the paginated view before you can move to just kind of frustrating.
Yeah, that's not great. You are right. Yeah. Just gotta look, or else just search. Thing we can look into, putting just like quicker links to the different months or year or however we want to do it. We can look at some options. So that's a great point. Oh, there we go. Anybody else have questions or comments on that? Okay. Thanks, Ruth. Okay, next one is the GW OSCON DEI badging questions. I would love to hear more about that.
That's mine. I don't know if it's appropriate for here. Maybe it's an offline thing. But for marketing purposes, I'm at George Washington University in their open source program office. My name's David Lippert, and we are having our first ever open source conference, March 24th and 25th. And I'm applying for the DEI badging. So I submitted the issue and it's just kind of been stuck there for a couple of weeks, and I'm not sure if I haven't done it right or what the process is. So I'm looking for help on that, and also offering anybody who wants to do a presentation. It's mostly in person, but we are going to have some virtual presentations. We have a track that's open source for good, which I know all of you are supporting. So looking for like 15-minute talks and 5-minute talks, presenters. So that's the marketing pitch. And yeah, I'm trying to get the DEI badge. Could use some help.
Do you
Yeah,
have a link where people can submit talks? I'm sorry, you said you're looking for talks. Is there a link that people
the link that I put the link for the conference, and
okay, perfect.
right, we're looking for sponsors and for presenters, so you can click one or the other. Yeah, apply to give a talk is right there on the button.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And then I see Adinka
Yeah.
has her hand up. I'm
I
guessing
want
that Kevin's right. Yeah.
I want to respond to that. Sorry about that, David. We don't usually take a long time before we respond to badging applications, but CHAOSS went on break and it was during the holidays. So I checked for all the events that applied, I checked for the dates and I figured that we could still do it in the year. So let's say talks next week. We'll have the event badge.
Okay, great. I had trouble hearing you there, but I think I heard that you'll reach out and we'll connect and work through any issues. I appreciate that. Thanks.
All right.
David,
Is
is
my
there a time
mistake for-
constraint?
No, not for me.
Okay, you don't, it's not a situation where we need to rush it. You were
No.
just okay.
Yeah, it's my mistake for working over the holidays. I should have not been working.
That's okay. Someone has to keep the world going. So we appreciate you taking one for the team there, David.
Well, the problem was we got our first sponsor the day before Christmas. And so I got really excited and like, oh, now I have a budget.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
All right, thanks.
So
everyone.
yeah, it'll happen pretty soon. Probably, I think Adinka said probably this week. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for submitting a proposal. That's awesome. Or submitting a badging request. Okay, anything else anybody has with that to add about the CFP here or anything? Okay, the next one is just a reminder that the LF Member Summit CFP closes this week, and because CHAOSS is a part of the LF, we are eligible to go to this. So here's where you can find more information about that.
And pro tip, anyone can submit a talk, and if you get accepted as a speaker, it doesn't matter like what project you're working for, you can still go. So
I didn't know that.
So you don't have to qualify to go to the member summit to speak at the member summit. That's a nice way to get an invite to the member summit is to get a talk accepted at the member summit.
And that closes on Monday, yes. Thanks, Dawn.
Monday at 6 a.m. So just pretend that it closes at the end of this week in your head, because otherwise you might miss the deadline.
Smart. Okay, any questions about that? All right. We do have some weekly reminders that we mention occasionally. Just some things to remember. We have an issue template if you are offering a community contribution to CHAOSS, which is a contribution that doesn't typically show up as a PR. So facilitating a meeting, working on some documentation that might be outside of the GitHub system, GitHub workflow. Any of those kind of things, you can use this issue template to make sure your contributions do get counted in a PR. We also do have, if you have ideas for the podcast, we have an email. You can send us an email there. This is, some people have had problems finding this. There should be a command that's a /comms team submission. I don't know if it works. I don't know. Maybe that's something I will fix sometime soon because it seems like it would be important. But yeah, so give it a shot. If you can't, there is a Slack channel for the comms team. You can just pop in there. We do have Chaotic of the Week. So if you are working with someone who's doing an outstanding job, we've not highlighted them before in CHAOSS, would love to give them some visibility and some shout outs, some recognition. So here's a form you can fill out to nominate somebody. We do have this calendar and education repo. If you want to add your slides to this repo, you can. Just kind of a collection of helpful stuff, and that's also where our CHAOSS courses are going to happen. And then we do have this calendar that has had varied use, varied participation in it. So maybe that's another thing for 2025 is figure out how we can raise visibility for that, just so people know where we're going to be in the future. And then we do have a channel for open source jobs. If you come across some you want to share with everybody, there's a special channel for that. So I just want to remind everybody about that. Yeah, it looks like we're at the end. Look at us go. We just blew through this whole agenda. That was amazing. We even have, what, 18 minutes left. Anybody have anything else that they want to bring up before we shut the meeting down? Just CHAOSScon stuff. Yeah, the CHAOSScon committee has quite a few things to discuss here as the weeks close towards the conference. So if you are on that committee, please stick around. We'll just stay here and just continue the meeting. But for everybody else, I guess we're done.
Elizabeth, I do have a quick question, and it was about the LF Member Summit. Do we know if there have been any submissions thus far from a CHAOSS perspective?
No idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
I can tell you that I'm planning to submit something on the relicensing and forks project, and also something on measuring the impact of funding. So funding of open source. So those are two that I know are in progress only because I'm working on them.
Awesome, thanks.
And I think Sean was interested in submitting like a panel or a joint talk with someone on kind of software supply chain and metrics related to that. So kind of more on the regulatory side. So I would say if anybody's interested in proposing something like that with Sean, just to reach out to him directly, because I think he was looking for, panelists or maybe a co-speaker.
I'm also planning to submit something, haven't quite decided on the specifics yet.
Awesome, thanks everyone.
Any other questions about anything? Now they're so quiet. Okay, well, yeah, I guess we're done. Thanks again for showing up today. I know it's easing back into the work week, so appreciate you being here and spending your time with us today. Have a great rest of your day. And if you're on CHAOSScon committee, just stick around here so we can finalize some stuff. Everybody else, you're free to go. Have a great day, everybody. See ya.
Thanks
Thanks a
everyone.
lot.
Happy New Year.